All right, so get this right. There's this thing called Market Brew, and they say it can actually predict, like really predict, your Google ranking.
Mm.
Like they know what your ranking is going to be in the future.
Yeah.
It's wild. They talk about how they use these, get this, search engine models.
Right.
And honestly, I don't know about you, but whenever anyone starts talking about algorithms and models, my brain kind of glazes over.
Yeah, it can be a little much.
Yeah. This is actually really cool stuff, so stick with me.
It really is.
And to help us understand, like actually understand, we've got our SEO pro in the house. So break it down for us. What exactly a search engine model? Imagine you're explaining it to someone who just learned what a website is.
Okay, so you know how Google has this secret formula for deciding how to rank websites?
Right.
A search engine model, it's kind of like trying to crack that code. It's not about tricking Google, but more about figuring out what it likes to see, things like keywords, if other websites link to yours, how fast your website loads, that sort of thing. A search engine model looks at all that to guess or, well, predict how Google might rank you.
Okay, so it's less about blindly guessing what Google wants and more about understanding the why behind the ranking.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So then how does Market Brew fit into all this? They're not just another SEO tool, are they?
Nope, not at all. They've built their own search engine model, and they claim it's scary good at predicting Google rankings.
Okay, that's a bold claim. How do they back that up? What's the secret sauce?
So there are a few things they do. One is something they call calibrated algorithms.
Well,
Basically, they've designed their algorithms
mm-hmm.
to, think and act just like Google's.
Mm-hmm.
But get this. They say their model is so on point that it can actually predict what updates Google's going to make before Google even announces them.
Whoa, wait, hold up. How is that even possible? Are we in Back to the Future here?
It's kind of hush-hush, how they do it exactly, but they said they were using Core Web Vitals in their model way before Google even went public with it.
Oh, right. How fast your website loads on a phone and all that.
Yep, exactly. Google loves that stuff. And it seems like Market Brew knew it was going to be big before anyone else.
So Market Brew was basically way ahead of the curve, huh? Either that or they've got a time machine hidden somewhere.
Right.
Okay, so a smart model is one thing, but how do they even get all the data to make it work? That's where their evergreen Google bot crawler comes in, right?
Yeah, that's a big one.
What's so special about it? Does it, never sleep?
Well, the evergreen part means it's constantly learning and changing, just like Google's own crawler.
Clever.
This thing is a beast, though. It uses the same tech as the Chrome browser, so it experiences your website, just like Google does, all the behind-the-scenes stuff included. But get this. It can crawl a 10 million page site in just a few hours.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah. It's incredibly fast.
Okay, that's just showing off. But, all right, I get it. The
Right.
faster it crawls, the more up-to-date info it has.
Exactly.
They've got a model that thinks like Google, a super speed crawler, and there was something else, right? Like a third piece to this whole puzzle.
Oh, yeah, their transparent search engine. That's a big one.
What's so transparent about it? Can you actually, see through it?
Well, not literally, but close.
Huh.
Imagine being able to look over Google's shoulder and see exactly how it sees your website.
Okay.
That's what they're doing here. You can see how you'd rank in a specific city on an iPhone versus a Samsung. Heck, even simulate different types of users to see how that affects things.
Whoa, okay, so Market Brew can show me exactly why I'm ranking where I am right now and what I need to do to, climb the Google ladder.
That's exactly it.
Mm.
It's not just about finding problems, though. It's about giving you a clear path forward.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like you could run simulations and try different stuff and see what helps your ranking before you even change anything on your actual website.
This is blowing my mind. So they're taking all this data from the model, the crawler, this transparent search engine, and giving you personalized SEO advice. No more guessing games. Just do this and watch your rankings skyrocket.
You got it. It's about making SEO, less of a mystery and more of a science.
Okay. All right. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's pause for a sec and really hit that so what factor for everyone listening.
Great idea.
We've thrown a lot of technical stuff around, but what does it all actually mean for someone who wants to, up their SEO game? Let's dig into that right after this.
Okay, we're back, and I gotta say, my head's still spinning a little bit from all that.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
It sounds incredible, but let's be real for a sec. If this Market Brew thing is as revolutionary as, they make it seem, wouldn't everyone and their grandma be using it by now? Well, I mean, for one, it's still kind of the new kid on the block. It takes a while for any new tech to catch on, especially in the SEO world. People get a little skeptical.
Understandably so. I've definitely fallen for my fair share of SEO gimmicks in the past.
Haven't we all?
But something tells me this isn't just some fly-by-night operation. What makes Market Brew different? How do we know they're the real deal?
Well, for starters, their tech is actually patented, like officially patented.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, someone looked at their whole search engine model thing and said, yep, this is legit, this is unique, we got to protect it. That holds some serious weight in my book.
Okay, yeah, patents definitely add some like legitimacy to it all. But at the end of the day, what I really want to know is, does it actually work? Like, have they helped anyone actually improve their SEO?
Right, because rankings and traffic, that's the name of the game, right?
Exactly.
Well, according to the people who've used it, the answer is a resounding yes. They've got a whole section on their website with testimonials from actual users, and some of these stories are pretty wild.
Okay, now you've got my attention. Give me the good stuff. Did someone go from like page 10 to page 1 overnight?
Well, not overnight, but there's this one guy, Chris Pahor, he's with Neural Digital, and he said they were able to take a client from way down on page 5, like position 80 or something.
Oof. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and they got him all the way to the top spot on Google in just 3 weeks.
Wait, 3 weeks? Are you serious? That's insane. What kind of SEO magic is that?
He said they owe it all to Market Brew. Apparently, the platform helped them pinpoint the exact optimizations that would, actually move the needle. No more just guessing and hoping for the best.
Wow, okay, that's impressive, but was that like a one-time thing? Surely not everyone sees those kinds of results, right?
Not at all. I mean, there are tons of success stories on there. Dan Laufer, he's the founder of RentLingo. He talked about how he saw a huge spike in traffic after he started using Market Brew's recommendations.
Nice.
And it's not just, individual people either. Word on the street is that some pretty big-time SEO agencies are starting to incorporate Market Brew into their whole thing.
Okay, you've officially made me a believer, but this whole thing still kind of feels like, I don't know, some magical SEO crystal ball. Help me wrap my head around it. How could this, like, change the future of SEO as we know it?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If Market Brew is really as accurate as they claim, it kind of suggests a future where SEO becomes less about chasing Google's every whim and more about really understanding the models that, make those algorithms tick.
So instead of constantly reacting to the latest Google changes, stay one step ahead of the game.
Exactly. Imagine having a secret decoder ring for Google's brain. We could create much more, sustainable and effective SEO strategies for the long haul.
Okay, yeah, I see where you're going with this. So you're saying understanding these models could be the most valuable SEO skill moving forward.
It really could be. It's like, remember when we used to build websites with just HTML and then CSS came along and suddenly we could do so much more?
Oh, yeah, totally.
It feels kind of like that. It's not just about knowing the tricks anymore. It's about understanding the whole system.
I like it. So if anyone listening is feeling like their SEO game is, a little stale, maybe it's time to ditch the old playbook and explore some of these more advanced tools and strategies.
Absolutely.
Hmm?
Who knows? Maybe one of our listeners will be the one to develop the next big thing in SEO.
Now that would be something. All right, before we wrap things up, one final brain teaser for everyone to ponder. If Market Brew really can predict Google rankings, like they say, what does that tell us about how search really works? Is it becoming less about algorithms and more about like understanding what people actually want when they search for something?
Now, that is a question we're thinking about.
Yeah.
And the better we understand ourselves, the better we'll understand how to get found online.
So true. All right, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. I hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little bit inspiring. Until next time, happy optimizing.
Oh.
Okay, so we've talked about all the cool stuff, the potential of this Market Brew thing, but, let's bring it back down to earth for a sec. For someone who's like hearing about this for the very first time, what's the one big takeaway you want them to remember?
Honestly, I think the most important thing to remember is that SEO is changing, like really rapidly changing. Tools like Market Brew, they're just the start of how we can use data and machine learning and all that to, understand and optimize for search, really get inside of it. The future of SEO, it's all about working with these new technologies, not against them.
Yeah. It's like, remember back in the day when we used to build websites with just HTML and then CSS came along and it was like, whoa, we can do so much more now.
Totally.
It feels kind of like that, It's not just about knowing the tricks anymore. It's about understanding the system, the why behind it all.
Exactly. And that can seem a little daunting at first, but it's also super exciting. you know?
Hmm.
There's always something new to learn, new ways to innovate, new ways to, like, stand out from the crowd.
Absolutely. So, to everyone listening, if your SEO strategy is feeling a little, I don't know, stale, maybe it's time to shake things up. This Market Brew thing, it might seem kind of advanced, but hey, you got to start somewhere, right?
100%. And hey, who knows? Maybe one of our listeners will be the one to come up with the next big thing in SEO.
Now, wouldn't that be something? All right, before we let everyone go, one last like brain teaser for you to think about. If Market Brew is as good at predicting Google as they claim, what does that say about how search really works? Like, is it becoming less about algorithms and more about, understanding what real people actually want when they search for something?
Now, that is a question, isn't it? The better we understand ourselves, I think, the better we'll understand how to be found.
So true. And on that note, we are out of time for today's deep dive. We hope you found it insightful, helpful, maybe even a little bit inspiring. Until next time, happy optimizing.